Hello friends. So now today video podcast basically about the refactor current code to MVP with test driven development. You already know I already published a one video podcast on refactor current code to MVP Android in which we are only trying to refactor our current code base into MVP architectural design pattern. So I'm using the same code example which I used for my last video tutorial. So currently we are master. I'm creating a new branch with name like um, for example it's MVP with TDD. Done and check out. Done. So okay. So now we are in MVP with TDD branch. First, the same thing. I give you a little bit overview. Like we created a one application in which we have a login and the main activity. When we do a login, after it's successful, we will go into a main activity. If you are a little bit confused, I will recommend you will watch the my last video podcast, and after that all your confusion will be removed. So first I am making the changing to the feature wise package name naming convention. So we have a one feature is login, and the second one is just like home. It's not a suitable name but I'm using currently. So now look for now the login fragment is related to login, so I'm shifting my login code into login. Then login activity is also related to login. Cancel, sorry, and then the login API also related to login. So it's done. The login feature is now in one package, and the main activity will be as a home, so it's in the other package. So I have only two packages. So first I need to create a presenter and my contract. So I will go into login and I want to initialize my login presenter. I want to create a new class. Yep. And the next is this, and my model, or currently I am using the login API, so it's a login API, or I can use directly to send and login API. Done. So because we already know in MVP presenter will talk with the view and will talk with our data model. So login presenter has both the information about view and the login API. Now I need to make the contract. So through our view, a presenter can talk with view. So I am creating a new class. It's a login contract. Then and there is a one interface, public interface. Done. Okay. And I need to implement my contract. Okay, now I need to create a constructor, and constructor is a will be a it's a login contract dot view. Its name is a view and the login API. I need to create that class field, bind with them. Okay, done. Now the next thing is I need to delegate my click listener to presenter, because we know all the business logics and anything which related to logic we need to shift to our presenter is the main class which manage all our logics. So login presenter dot on login button click. I need to create one method. It's done. Now it's done. Now we are going to start our unit test as a TDD, test driven development. So for that, what we can do, first of all, because in unit test we all everybody knows we always check our business logics. So for that I'm using the JUnit 4, and there is a one other framework. Its name is Mockito. If you want to know, you can search on Google about Mockito. So I am adding these dependencies and sync. Also, one important thing, I need to change my build variants from instrumentation to unit test. So in unit test, I did not need any emulator or anything to run my unit test. Okay, it's done. I need to create a test for my login presenter. So I'm clicking Command Shift T. It will create my new test. I'm saying yeah, I want to use the unit 4, and it's done. So it's created the unit test for me. It's a class. If you see there, you can see it's automatically manage all the package naming convention, each and everything. Now, because now we are going as a test driven development, so first I need to write test, and after that I need to check is it working or not. It's a red green life cycle. If you know about, there is a simple TDD life cycle. So you can see there is a simple image. Add following test with the code, make this test pass and refactor red, green, blue. Okay, first I need to initialize some variables or some fields which I need. So I am creating a setup method where I need a first login presenter, because I want to test this, and it's login presenter, and I need to send a view and login API, or maybe a data model. So done. Okay, I need to make this as a field. Then I need to make as a field, it's a login contract, and this is also my login field. Okay, now I am using a mocking framework. Its name is Mockito. So it will mock my objects. Like I want to mock my view login contract dot view dot class. So and view. So before sending a into constructor view and login API, I'm making their mocks. So it's meaning I'm not sending the original ones. Instead, I'm making mocks for these mock, and it's a login API dot class. Okay, complete. Now all things which I need is completed. I have a presenter, I have a view, and I have API, and basically I want to test my presenter. So now the first thing, as a test driven development, I know in login present login family, if you see, I want to check, I want to write a first test. If username is empty, then what I want to show, basically I want to show an error to user. So first test is test unit 4. When username is empty, show error. So it's my test name. Now I need to implement, I need to return down some prerequisites. So I again using Mockito dot when view dot get username. Basically I need the username, then return is empty. So I need to make this method interface done, and it's a string done. So I'm saying when I will call my view dot get username, I will return the empty. And now it's time to implement this method also. I have a login fragment, and I know I will send this one done. So after the prerequisite is completed, I need to call login presenter dot on login button click, and when it's called, basically I want to show the error message. So I want to say okay, when I will call this method, then I'm saying okay Mockito verify my view will call this method show empty username error message, and I will sending the dot string dot empty username error. So now I need to implement this method also. Then it is a integer resource ID, and I'm implementing the string resource, so nobody can send the wrong ID. Okay, after I need to implement this method, which will create a new one. Done. And here I want to do uh, basically this, and here I will send my resource ID. Okay, now I need to check is it working or not. So I can right click on my method and I can run. I can say okay run, and if you see it start working, and there is a issue and it's saying okay wanted but not invoked. Basically it's saying Mockito is saying the method you are verifying is not called. So our test is broken down. Why it's not called, I need to see. Yeah, because in there is no implementation of this method. So what I need to do, I need to do username in our presenter. Now I am writing a presenter as a test driven development. So I will take my view dot get username. If username dot is empty, then what you can do, you can call view, tell to view show empty username error message r dot string r dot string dot username empty username error and return. Done. Now again I will run the method unit test, and this time it passed. So our first test is saying okay it's passed. If I see my login, so my login button, I implemented something. Now it's time to refactor our code. So I need to remove this one because I already implemented login presenter. Now that it's time to check, is there any other case for I can write some method like if username is not empty, then I can verify this method will not called. But I'm going now to the next one for the password testing. So I will create a new test method when password is empty, show error message, show error. It's my method. I need to copy only. It's not a good practice to copy your code, but I'm doing okay. And I need from user a password, and I'm saying okay, give me return null, and then I'm making a new method set show empty password error message and empty password error. So again I need to implement these two methods, string get password, and the second one is done. So I will copy this string. Done. I need to implement here these two methods in a fragment, or you can say a view. And in view what I need, basically I need this thing when I want password, and when I want to set error I need to call this method where I'm setting source ID. And now I need to run now check our test. Okay, now I'm testing again. Now I'm running only this method, so I will right click on this method and start. Then when password is empty. By using this, I'm only running one unit test at a time, not a complete class. And yeah, it's saying is the null pointer exception now is broken down because wow, I need also a username because our previous will be logic will be broken down. So what I need the same thing mojito.when, and this time I'm not sending the username empty because I want to pass this condition. Again run, and this time is saying okay, I'm invoking to empty message but I'm not calling, so it's time to go inside. Oh man, okay, because we are using test development test field. Now I'm using pass. How I can pass my test view dot get password, and after that I want to check if password dot is empty. I want to show view dot set show empty password error message r dot string dot empty password error and return. Now I need to check again, and this time it will work. Done. So now if I can write other cases like if both are not empty, then it will be passed. No method will be called, no show empty. Okay, but I have a low time, so I will go to the next one. Okay, after that what we need to do, like there is a I need to test also on a server if both conditions are working correctly, like it's not empty. So then I need to check, uh, we can give a name when username and password not empty, uh, test on server. So I need to go on to test on server. and for that I will copy again the strings. This time is not 1 2 3 4 5 6. I'm giving the wrong, and then I need to show I'm login presenter dot login button click. It will be called after what I need Mockito dot verify my mview dot if it's empty I want to show unsuccess unsuccessful authentication message, and I need to implement this one. Before that I also need to send wrong login API dot authenticate wrong name maybe Hafiz 1 2 3, then return false. Then after I will click and will check. I need to verify. This method will be called in login fragment. I need to implement, and here what I need to do, basically I need to do, if an authentication is failed, I need to show the string, and what I need, okay, we need to run this. Yep, again the same message saying show unsuccessful authentication message is not called. Why? We need to go into presenter. Okay, we need to implement our logic before we can do something. Like if I have authenticate username password, if it's done, then do the right thing. Else I want to show view dot show unsuccessful message. Again run the same method. Done. Now I need to again go inside. I need to remove also this condition, and okay, now we need to return down one more test for the true case. And when username and password not empty, test on server. Okay, I will change the method name password not empty test on server with wrong credentials. And now the last method which I can write is, I can copy this test name password with right credentials. Done. So if I give the right credentials, is as we know Hafiz 1 2 3 4 5 6, and then return true. Click is null, and I need to call start main activity. So I need to make this method, and I need to implement also, and what I need only I can do one this thing is to copy paste Done. Now it's time to check, is it working properly, our this method. Yeah, so it's saying if I am giving the true, it's true, it's sending the same thing, and start main activity will be oh, 1 minute. Sorry, I called the wrong method because it's not possible to run. I see one bug. Again, I will run this method. Its name is when using with right credentials. Yeah. Yep. The bug which I feel okay because start activity is not verified. It's not calling. So now I need to call here a view. Call my start main activity when I launch. Now this time I will check again. This time it will work. Done. So it's time to refactoring. Go into login fragment. Start main activity is calling. So I need to remove all these methods, and now I need to test again one time my whole class. Right click and run login presenter test. So in this way it will run my all tests which I have in this class, and all are passed. So it's mean by using test driven development we completed our refactoring and our logic is there, it's working. Now I can run my app on emulator and we'll check is it working according to our requirements or not. Okay, it's uploading. One more thing, again I am repeating, you need to check this test unit test, not the Android instrumentation test. Okay, it's running. So if I do this empty, if I give half is done, 1 2 3 4 5 6 done. Wow, so our logic is there. I think we need to revise one time. Basically what I did, only first I created my package name convention in the feature wise. In login I created a one presenter and one contract where I'm basically writing the contract between the view and the presenter. What things I need to use in presenter I am making in a view, and I am implementing this view on our fragment. So it's an abstraction. It is very good if you are using abstraction in your code. It is manageable. Now after that I started my unit test, writing unit test. So because it's a test driven development, we need to write a test before write any code. So first I write a test. Okay, everybody's know what are the false cases. For example, if username is empty, what I need to do, I want to show errors, so I created a one method before writing any code, and after that I did the some mocking because by using my view and login API. And after I call the method, and after that I'm verifying, okay, when this happen is this method is calling, and after that when it's done, first it fails. After I try to manage this thing, I go into Google Presenter, I will write this code, and after it's done, so red and green life cycles are completed. Now blue means I need to refactor. After I go inside into my login fragment and I delete some code from there. So in this approach, we follow the TDD, and it's an awesome example. I will try to show you some my real-time project in my next podcast. Okay, guys, thank you for your time. I will upload my. I will not upload. I will push this branch also in my the main repo on GitHub. So thank you. Bye bye.